All right, hello everyone, welcome to the channel Growing Up with Greg. This is Greg Youngblood here, and this is part 2 of the 4-part series of Growing Up with Greg. Now, we're going to be talking about financial literacy today, and I wanted to say one thing before we start, is this. So, we're doing something different this year, you know. New year, new Greg, basically. And I decided I want to show a little bit of my personality, so you're going to be seeing a little bit more of me in these videos instead of too much seriousness while y'all still get educated. But anyways, let me not hold this up any longer. Let's go ahead and get started to this video. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I really hope this content helps you. Let's get to the video. All right, so before I get in depth with everything when it comes to being financially literate, I want to at least let you know what financial literacy is. So, financial literacy is the education and understanding of knowing how money is made, spent, and saved, as well as the skills and ability to use financial resources to make decisions. So these decisions include how to generate, invest, spend, and save money. Now, I will be talking about majority of those things. I will say that at least. But the main topics I'm going to be getting at is assets and liabilities. The second one is about budgeting and saving. And the third one is getting your credit together. I would like to skip to certain parts. I understand if you would like to do that. But I do recommend going through the full video throughout, because I'm going to be going over certain things that is like, you need to hear this first, and then that's going to go to that one, and then that one's going to go to that one. And it just makes everything smoother and easier for you. Like, trust me, just watch the full video. So, enough of me talking. Let me just go ahead and get to this video, and let me show you about assets and liabilities real quick. Okay, so getting into assets versus liabilities, I want to say this. I'm not going to get in depth within the assets that I have in each category, but I'm gonna at least scratch the surface on some so you understand the gist of things. So let's get into the definitions. Now, for those who don't understand the definition, asset is basically something that holds some type of value. So it can be cash, a cell phone, a house, a card. All those things right there are types of assets that hold some type of self-worth, but they all don't do the same things. Whereas though, like a car, that's going to depreciate as years go by, whereas though a house will depreciate as well. However, the value can appreciate if fixed up or renovated. Now, some type of asset that's going to generate you some cash flow is usually like a rental property or some type of investments within stocks. So the assets that we do have right now is cash, savings account, property or land, personal property, investments, and jewelry. Now, those is a small list of things that we can get at when it comes to assets. When it comes to the personal assets, now these are the money makers. This is what's going to make you or break you. Like, there's more personal assets that's out there probably, but I want to get at these 5 right here because these are the most important ones in my opinion. Now, like a great smile. A great smile that can get you pretty far in life, you know. Just imagine walking into a room with that nice charming smile and you just present yourself talking to an audience. They're just gonna love it. People love a person with a great smile. That's why in marketing you only see people on TV commercials with like pretty white teeth, honestly. But the next one is having a charming personality. People do not understand how much of a plus this is, having a charming personality. It's like, you don't have to be a charming person to have a charming personality, but if you are, it's just even a bonus because God's gonna bless you in full abundance. But it's basically someone who's like very genuine, and you know, they have the power just to touch anyone in any type of way, just off of how they talk or how they touch you. It's just how they even look at you. It's something about them. They have this allure to them that is like, you just gravitate towards them in a way, and it's just off of how they talk to you. And it don't even have to come from a genuine place. It's just the attraction that they just have towards themselves. Now, being a great communicator, this might be the second biggest one. The first biggest one is the last one, but we're not on that one right now. The reason why I'm saying this one's the second best is because you can literally walk yourself in any door you want and they will believe whatever you're saying, because you know how to make things sound so easy and so believable. It's like the most manipulative trait you can have. If you use it to your good, that's good. But if you use it to bad, you can really cause some damage. But these kind of people who know how to talk to anyone they want and get what they want, that's because they have great communication skills. They understand people. They understand how people think and know that they can get whatever they want just by saying a certain thing. That's why that's an asset. Now, being an excellent public speaker, I would say this is third best one, honestly, because this is going to walk you into a lot of doors as well. Just being able to talk in front of an audience and just being able to lead people by direction. You know, it's like people who are excellent public speakers are usually great leaders. So this shows a good quality trait. If you're a leader, you can speak in front of a crowd. And if you don't not speak in front of a crowd and you're a leader, you need to work on that, because this is what can be possibly breaking the barrier from you being wherever you're at right now to becoming that millionaire or that billionaire that you're trying to become. But now for the last one, the ability to get along with multiple personalities. This right here is the best personality trait, because I have personality trait and it opens doors. Like, I'm telling you, I have all these personality traits now. Like, don't get me wrong, you know, I have a great smile. I am a charming dude. I can communicate with anyone and speak in front of anyone. But it's like this personality trait right here is like what's breaking the barriers. Like, you can go through any career path, any obstacle in your life, you can face it just because you can get along with everyone. Like, if you can be in front of a lawyer or
damn,
a cowboy or just anybody, you can just sell them on anything. If you was a salesperson, or you can just take them out. You can really lock down anybody with this personality trait. You can be talking trash about someone to their face and joking about it, and you can make them feel good by just switching up your words a little bit, and they'll believe that you ain't even talking trash about them. You're just joking around with them. And whole time you were like, this personality trait can really be used in a manipulative way. But if you're a good person, you're not even worried about that part. Like, you're gonna have a lot of good things come in your life, and you're just gonna see what God blesses you with. Like, just being this kind of person, like having these kind of personality traits, it can really align you with the cash that you want, or the kind of real estate or property you're trying to acquire, or just the kind of investment you might seek into. Like, it will really align you with the kind of friends that you need, and you'll really be in track with what you're destined to become. But anyways, off, you know, the assets and personal assets, you know, let's get to the liabilities. So, all right, so when it comes to liabilities, liability is a thing for which someone is responsible for, especially a debt or financial obligation. So in shorter terms, it's basically an expense. You know, like, this is like, you got fixed expenses and then you got variable expenses, and these are considered your needs and your wants. Now, a fixed expense is something like we have rent, gas, food for the house, bills, insurance like health insurance or car insurance. It's basically like things that need to be paid. Whereas though your variable expenses is things that you're throwing money into that really aren't necessities. Like, these are things that could be passed out on, like the new clothes, the designer clothing, designer food. And I've said designer food, for example, a lot of people, they'll buy like the most expensive product while they're in the store, when they can really get like the one that's in the middle. I'm not saying get the bottom one, because that might not be the best look, but if you could check like the nutrition facts or discrepancy, whatever it says on the box that you're about to buy, you can figure out which one you might need to actually buy. Like, you know, you don't need the top dollar one. And when it comes to traveling and memberships, like, you know, just being able to figure out how to cut back on how much you're spending within these wants that you have. Because if you're not meeting your needs and making sure, like, if you're not meeting your needs and you're spending way more on wants than needs, then you need to figure out how you're going to balance all this out. Like, you know, how you're going to start cutting back and saving money to actually put towards things that could gain you more assets in a way. Like, you know, like, you don't want to be throwing too much money within the needs and wants. Whereas though you might be able to cut back on rent. Like, for example, you might be living in a $1,000 apartment, and really you could really maintain an $800 apartment and be completely fine and find it in a different neighborhood. Or you might have a certain type of phone plan right now, whereas though you're paying $130 a month, and really you can go to Sprint or T-Mobile or whoever you with, and it might offer you $100 a month. Like, you know, you can basically figuring out how to minimize on all these things that you're applying in your life when it comes to these bills and, you know, what you're throwing your money into. And when it comes to the variable expenses that you have at the moment, like the new clothes, designer clothes, and everything like that, I'm not saying don't dress nice, but you don't have to have the next top dollar thing. Like, a lot of people, and they don't realize this, but they blindly sometimes shop and buy like expensive stuff to keep up with the Joneses in a way. Like, they keep up with a look that makes it look like they're doing more with their life, when then really you're kind of setting yourself back because you're caring about the opinions of others that's like around you. And you don't want to end up getting into that mindset of thinking that people really care about what you're wearing, because they're going to go on with their life, and then you're going to be stuck thinking that you're impressing someone who really doesn't give a fuck about what you're wearing. They're going to say you look nice, and they're going to go about their business. So it's like, make sure you're not, if you are spending a lot of money on like certain things that you know you don't need to, and you got certain bills that got to be paid right now, just learn how to cut back on things that, or figure out, like, develop some self-confidence within yourself. And I'm saying this because I see a lot of people do this to this day. Develop some type of self-confidence within yourself, and realize that these materialistic things that's out there doesn't validate who you are as a person. Like, you know, you validate who you are. So make sure you're not really throwing your money on liabilities that you don't need, but make sure it is like them fixed variables that when it comes to the things that you do need to pay for, that you're spending your money on. So that's all I want to say on liabilities, and let's get to the next topic. All right, so we're now to the topic of saving and budgeting. Now, what you need to do is, you don't have to do it like this, but it's the 50-30-20 rule. This is basically your needs, your wants, and your savings. It all equals 100% because this is 100% of your generated income that you make a month. Now, how you do this, you don't go by what you make before your taxes. You go by what you make after your taxes. That's how much you make. Go by that. Now, when you do this, you need to figure out how much money you want to put to your needs, how much money you want to put to your wants, and how much money you want to put to your savings. It don't have to be 50-30-20. It can be, mine right now is 30-10-60. I try to save at least half of the money I make. And everyone have to do it like this, but what I like to do is, living by your means, understanding what's more important. And when you know what's more important, things go way easier. You don't have to worry about where your money's dishing off to, because I know I can lose my job today and I'd be good for the next 3 to 6 months, at least. So it's like, I wouldn't have to worry about certain things, whereas most people would have to worry about it because they don't save their money. They rather spend it on things that's not important. Now, after you find out this, right, well, what your needs, what your wants, and your savings are, find out your monthly expenses. Now, an easy way of finding your monthly expenses, if you have an online banking account, you can go and check your transaction report, and it will show you literally the past months. You want to go by at least 3 months back and look at all the bills and transactions that you put out within that month. And then you can, if you write it down, it makes things easier, but you can go in your calculator, add, track, whatever you need to do, and find out how much you're spending when it comes to food, how much money you spent on gas, how much money did you spend when you were shopping, then you find out all the bills you got to pay. So you need to figure out each bill that you have, whatever is a monthly recurring expense that you have, like rent, for example, something that's just unavoidable, or just food for the house, electric, car note, insurance, anything like that. You need to put those factored in as well. Now, what I want to get into is the savings side of things. So basically what I just said, write down how much you make a week. Yeah. If you divide your income, let's say you make $3 grand a month, right? Divide that by 4. Weekly wise, that's how much you make. You figure out how much you're spending in each week. Factor in all bills and transactions you do in a month. Look at what's left over. Decide what's more important, saving or spending the rest. Now, this may be hard for people because they don't like adding and they're not really good with numbers probably. So I'm gonna take us to this document on Microsoft Excel, where as though it actually factors in everything for you. Like, you don't have to worry about adding and subtracting. It does everything for you. All you do is put in the numbers, write down each thing that you actually factor in when it comes to your bills, and it'll do everything for you. And now you will see where you're at. So you don't gotta worry about how much I'm really putting in and how much I'm actually saving. Literally everything's for you. So I'm gonna take us to it real quick. So this right here is what I use to track my money, and it's the most simplest tool ever because it's on Microsoft Excel, and I'm gonna put a link in the caption just so you can get this yourself. I don't know if it's actually up there, but if you don't have Microsoft Excel, this might be able to help you just by clicking the link. So what you do is you put your monthly expenses in here. So let's say you make $3 grand a month after taxes, right? So I'm gonna put $3 grand a month. You go down right here, this cash balance you see is gonna keep going up. And then you're gonna see the monthly expenses start kicking in once I put in a total. So let's say rent is $900 a month. And you're gonna see that cash balance decrease, you're gonna see that monthly expense go up, and then this when things get real, y'all. It gets really real because if you're a spender, it's gonna make you really think of, you're gonna look at yourself and you're gonna be kind of disappointed low key. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like when I first did this, I was disappointed. I did this actually in December. And since I started the new year, smooth sailing, bro. Smooth sailing. Like I'm so thankful that I found this. But let me see. Next thing you can do is, and this is actually all the bills that an average person has, a single person, I would say. So you have no kids. You may have a girlfriend. Now this is, or a boyfriend. Now this is when the bills actually go up. Entertainment right here. Entertainment and personal care. If you a dude, your bill is more than likely to be higher because most dudes usually are the ones paying for the dates. That's just like what men do. Now girls can do that, of course, but that's just something that men do. But be frugal with how you spend your money. Don't be with no girl who ain't paying on them dates sometimes. Do you hear me? Can I get an amen? Amen. So this is everything right here. Once you start putting everything in, like it adds up. Like I'm gonna put in some more things. So you got cell phone. Let's say your cell phone bill is $120. Groceries, so you spend about $250 a month on groceries, and it's crazy because I didn't even add in the expense of being outside the house. So I'm gonna put outside expenses when it comes to spending your money. So let's say you go to work, but you ain't bring food from home to work. So let's say that goes up to $400. The average person still goes to to fast food spots after work. Sometimes they don't want to eat dinner. You know, people still do these kind of things. So, and I do. So let's be real. Car payment, say that's like 300, right? Auto expenses, let's say that's like oil changes and that there. And you see this cash balance going down, and we haven't even put in saving, traveling, things that you really want yet. You know, shopping. We ain't put all this in yet. I don't even think I put shopping in this category. I didn't even put shopping in this category, bro. How are you gonna have money to shop and save and also try to travel later on? Like, this is why I'm gonna speak on this another video, but I'm gonna speak on how much money I think that you really need to make to have an average lifestyle. And when I mean average, I think an average lifestyle is being able to travel at least 3 times a year, at least, and live comfortably, be able to shop, do whatever you want, not have to look at your bank account to figure out how you can swipe your card. I'm gonna make a video on that separately. But yeah, you know, like things start adding up, bro, and this is the easiest way to track it. So I'm gonna put this in my bio or my caption so you can y'all all can get this. And next thing I want to talk on is getting your credit right. So keep watching. Let's go ahead and get to it. So when it comes to getting your credit together and building it up and everything, I'm gonna go ahead and show a picture of how my credit looks right now, so people don't think I'm just talking just to be talking, because you know, I need to back myself up. I don't want people to just listen to me and not see that I actually have my credit together. So there's 3 ways you can get your credit together. You can either get a secured credit card, let's get a regular one, or get a personal loan. Now, when you get a secured credit card, that's basically when you put a cash deposit down and you give this cash to the lender of that credit card, right? And what you'll do is you're basically using your own money as credit, but you still need to be smart with it. You don't touch that money. It's not free money still because it's secured. So it's basically testing you out to see what you would do if you had a real credit card. So when you have this credit card, all you do is, and this is when it comes to having a secured one or a regular credit card, you spend it like it's not money. This, like when you have a regular credit card, people look at credit cards and be like, I have this credit card, this and that third now, as if like it's free money when it's not. Like, you know, they'll end up walking around spending it on nice shoes, nice clothes, that third, and they don't put it back on the card. Like, it's not free money. Like, you gotta prove for $1,000 or $10,000, but they didn't give you that money. Like, you know, that's not free money. It's just $1,000 sitting there. That's like, people are supposed to use credit cards for just in case purposes or just to leverage it if you're into business like things. But if you're not doing either of these two, you should not be touching your credit card. But you should touch it when it comes to trying to build it up. Now, when you start building your credit up, how I built my credit up, I listened to my parents. They said, only spend this money on food and gas. And what I did was, they didn't tell me this part, but once you spend the money on food and gas, throw that right back up there. Don't let the next day go. And don't go into the next day without throwing the money back up there. I was like setting yourself up for it. I set yourself up, trust me. Now, you could wait a week or two, but don't let it get past that date. Now, every credit card has a due date of when you got to pay the money back. Don't wait until a day before that date, because then it takes sometimes 24 to 48 hours for it to actually show up there. And now you have a late payment on your credit card when you actually paid on time, but it didn't go through until 24 hours later or 48 hours later. But sometimes you can call the bank up and let them know, like, hey, I like to have immediate transaction of funds within this card, and they'll do it for you. But if not, don't. But the best way to get around all that is just paying it in advance. Don't wait until last minute to do that, because a lot of credit cards, they have this thing called annual percentage rate, and it's actually something that they're going to charge you every month on the interest of what you hold or what you still owe to them on your credit card. So if you owe about $500, they're gonna say you have a monthly payment of 60 or 80 or whatever, but they're still gonna charge you interest. So it's gonna be interest on top of whatever that you gotta pay, and it actually still builds up on the back end. So it's like you might be paying this off, but you still have interest being built up on the actual outstanding amount of what you owe. Now, you won't have to worry about this if you pay everything on time. Just don't wait until the next month to pay something, and now you got a monthly payment you gotta do. Just pay it on time. You won't have to worry about that. So I'm not gonna go in depth within this topic, but I will touch it up on a separate video. If y'all really want me to, just put it down below in the comments, and I might actually touch it up. But that's just ways that you can get your credit right, this and the third. And that's about it for this topic. All right, y'all, so this is part 2 of the 4-part series of Growing Up with Greg for the month of March. And, you know, I hope this video really helped y'all, and I appreciate y'all for watching fully through. And, you know, if you felt like something helped you a lot, and, you know, you felt like you benefited from this video, share it with a friend, share it with a family member, coworker, your mama, anybody, you know, just share with them. You know, the more y'all share and show love, it helps me get my page out and shows my content to those who may need it. So it's like, you know, again, I appreciate y'all for staying tuned and watching. And next week, we're on to relationships. So we're gonna be talking on relationships within your family, your friends, your girlfriend, or boyfriend, a chance, and even your coworkers, and you know how you can benefit and really gain and grow within the relationship. So again, just keep staying tuned. I'm gonna talk to y'all next week on Sunday. Y'all stay blessed. I'm gone. Oh, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel.